In the hours after the deadly shooting, law enforcement began to gather information about the 17-year-old suspect. He's charged with capital murder and aggravated assault of a peace officer. Now there are questions about whether authorities missed warning signs. Omar Villafranca has more.
Facebook photos of alleged shooter Dimitrios Pagorchis showed the 17-year-old looking like the boy next door. He played on the junior varsity football team and was a member of his church dance squad. Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
Here, the red flag warnings were either non-existent or are very imperceptible.
But there was a dark side. Weeks before the shooting, Pagorchis posted these images on social media: a Born to Kill t-shirt, a gun and a knife, and a long green coat with knife. But there was a dark side. Weeks before the shooting, Pagorchis posted these images on social media: a Born to Kill t-shirt, a gun and a knife, and a long green coat with Nazi at his home and inside a vehicle.
It appears that these explosive devices were made by the shooter. Cannot solidly confirm that yet, but there's no reason to suspect that any other person other than the shooter made those devices.
Students describe Pagorchis as quiet and weird because a long trench coat was part of his daily dress code, even today when the temperature hovered near 90 degrees.
As far as investigations by law enforcement agencies, as far as arrest or confrontation with law enforcement, as far as having a criminal history, he has none. His slate is pretty clean.
Pagorchis and his family lived in a mobile home a few miles from the school. Neighbors say they kept to themselves. Hannah Nelson knew the family from volunteering at the local YMCA.
They're a really good family, so of course it's shocking, but I mean, bad things happen and you don't know what someone's going through at any moment.
Omar Villafranca joins me now from Galveston County Jail, where the suspect is being held. Omar, what do we know about the suspect's motive at this point?
We don't know much, Tanya. We're trying to figure out from authorities exactly what would cause him to do this. They're, of course, going to be talking to some of his classmates and some of his teachers to find out if there was anything going on in the classroom at school, obviously his parents as well, to find out if there was anything going on that would have led to this, that would have showed any signs. But at this point, we just don't know.
The suspect did post, quote, the phrase dangerous days on social media before the shooting Friday. What are we hearing from law enforcement about the suspect's troubling internet posts?
Well, now, of course, they're starting to look through his social media posts to find out if there was any more obvious red flags that could have tipped them off to this. Governor Greg Abbott, who is the former Attorney General here in the state of Texas, his law background was showing today, because he mentioned that law enforcement had found a journal where he had talked about wanting to do the shooting and commit suicide. And also there was some messages on his phone. But of course, all of this is in hindsight when the event had already happened. So they're combing through his social media posts, and they'll probably be talking to his friends, of course, to find out if there was any hints that this was happening.
Right. Now, Governor Abbott also said earlier Friday that authorities were interviewing 2 people of interest. Is there any more information about others who may have been involved?
At this point, no. And just to be clear, they have not been arrested. They're just some people that they have they've detained and talked to. They haven't been charged with anything. And at this point, when everything was very hot and they didn't know if there were more people involved, they were trying to figure out who these people were, what they were doing. They're talking to them. From what we understand, nobody else has been charged. Nobody has been arrested. They were just being talked to at this point. But if that changes, we hope to find out soon.
And Omar, authorities searched property related to the suspect. Do we know if they found evidence during that search?
That's probably going to be a little bit of what we heard from Governor Greg Abbott about journals and phone. They were searching 2 places. There was 2 residences. One was a mobile home, but they were also searching a vehicle. And inside one of the vehicles is where they found what they call like some bomb-making explosive equipment, possibly pressure cooker, CO2, pipe bomb type stuff, and other spots that were set around there. Interesting note, we did see a vehicle that was being towed on a flatbed away from the school while there were dozens of other cars still in the parking lot. Not sure if that was his vehicle, but they are searching those 3 areas. And from what we understand, talking to some law enforcement experts, since he is a minor, there has to be a specific search warrant, and it's tougher when it comes to a minor. So they have to basically put down for specific things. but we understand they're going through the process of that right now.
All right, Omar Villafranca, thank you for your reporting.